This is a run through of my all-in-one travel planner and journal Notion template. I love traveling, but I always feel so unorganized whenever I'm planning for it and booking everything, and also when I'm traveling as well and just wanting to know when reservations are or just information about the different things that I have booked. So I created this to have everything all in one place, and it has completely changed the game of being able to organize everything. So this is a travel planner. It includes trip itineraries, destinations, countries, states, a travel journal and packing list, a bucket list, and just anything that you can think of with travel. You're able to see upcoming trips, your navigation is here, quick views, and there's also these action items. So these are buttons where you can add new trips and new destinations, and they actually automatically populate templates in here where you can easily then include all of the different items that you want to. So this is also customizable and you can make it whatever you want it to be. I also made it to where this section up here, the cover, is customizable, and I have a Canva template where you can add whatever images you want in there for your own travels. So every single thing you see here can be updated. I'll go into an example of a trip itinerary first. This is a trip itinerary where you can see the trip name here, and you can name this whatever you want. And then you can add the dates and connect the destinations and countries into here. And that's how it can auto-populate into any view that you want. So when you're looking at the destination, you can actually see the trips here as well. It's really helpful to be able to just organize everything that you need and be able to look back on it as well. So this is the trip itinerary section. You can see your to-dos here, and you can add any item into here. And I have it to where you can have different statuses. When you click complete, it'll go to this all section, so you don't even have to look at it anymore if it's already completed. But you're able to add notes into here. You can also add notes here too. So there's a lot of customization and being able to truly brainstorm before you add stuff to your itinerary. I am someone that I always want to just have everything organized, but it's really hard to do that. And this has completely helped with travel planning because there's always so many different items that you need to get done with reservations and booking flights and hotels and just planning out what you want to do. So this section is so helpful for the planning part of your trip. What's also helpful with planning is the note section. I have this section here for items where you're brainstorming and just trying to figure out things that you want to do, but you don't want to add it to your trip itinerary yet. This is a section for flight options, stay options. You can add links to hotels, you can add just text and comments, and you can add anything in here. This is also completely customizable too. You can delete this and make it whatever you want, and you can have any notes in here that you want. But there's also a link to your packing list here, and I'll go through that in a little bit. And I'll go into itinerary right now. So this is the section that you can look at to truly have just a plan of your trip as a whole. And this can be as loose or as rigid as you want your actual itinerary and your plan to be for your trip. I always have just options in here. So if we don't know where we actually want to eat that day, I can have different options of restaurants that we've looked at before and then pick on the day too. This can be updated and changed around so easily. And you can also add so many different customizations in here. So when I click on this, you can see that it was a train from Lyon to Nice, and you can add the date in here. You can add notes. I usually always add the exact time of transportation, so I know even if I'm switching time zones that, okay, this is the actual time that it is, and all of that information that I want to see up front, and that will show in this view, so you don't have to click into it to see more notes. Then I always include links to maps, so you can click on that. And then you can add any type that you have. So I have categories in here, and this is how this is organized within the itinerary section view. So you can add any of these that you want. You can make it whatever you want it to be and customize that. And then I add in the price here. So you can actually add the price and then see your budget based on what you've added into your itinerary and be able to see what that looks like. So in this table view, you can see the total amount that you spent for the trip, which is really helpful, and it automatically sums that up whenever you add a price to any item. Another thing that is so helpful with this is within these items, you can add your specific information that you want to save. So when you're on the trip, you're not sorting through your emails trying to figure out where the tickets are, what information you need to know, the exact address and everything. You can see everything from there. So I even had the screenshot of the tickets here, and then I added those into here. There's so many different things that you can look at, and it's just so helpful to have it all in one place and be able to customize it in that way. Same for Airbnbs and hotels. We always say who booked it for reservation, so you know the person that booked it, you know the check-in and check-out date, and you have instructions that you need, and you don't have to sort through your emails when you are in a rush and you're just trying to check in quickly. And then another example here, we had a reservation for Castel Plage, and we were able to put the exact reservation time and showing that it was under my name in the reservation, so you can go up and not question who the reservation is under. And we sometimes put the menu items in here too. I just like looking at the menu beforehand, so I put a link to the menu, and that's a little extra. You don't need to do that, but it is helpful. So this is the itinerary section. And again, like I said, you can make it whatever you want, and you can update these. You can see different views as well. So there's a today section to where you can only view what you're doing that day. And then food and drinks, activities, transportation, and then a view to see the table of everything. Again, this is where you can see the budget here, and then also a calendar view as well. Now I'll look at the just total views. So first we'll look at trips. In this trips view, you can see all of the different trips that you've gone on. You can see your upcoming ones, and that automatically populates based on the date. Then there is the gallery where you can see all of your different trips. You can see them by country, and then there's a table view where you can actually see the count of how many trips you've gone on that you have updated in here, and then a view for just this year as well. So every single page here also has these buttons, so you can click the button easily and make a new trip, and it auto-populates the template there. The next one I'll go through is destinations, and this one is where you can add all the different destinations that you want to go on. Again, for all of these, I have them in so many different views, so you can easily see the ones you want to visit, the upcoming, by status, by country, and you can really just make this your own as well. You can delete these, you can edit these, and you can easily filter them from this view as well. So this is the destinations view, and when you click on these destinations, you'll click into here, and like the trip view, you can actually have it to be where this is customizable. And whenever you add a new destination, it'll auto-populate to be this view. So when I click on a destination, I can see all the trips that are connected to it. And then if I had a travel journal entry that was connected to this destination as well, you could see that here. And this is actually where I save recommendations for others. I really like to have links where if someone asks, okay, what was your favorite thing to do in Italy? I can just send them the link to that, and they don't have to see my exact itinerary, but it's just notes and things, and that's a little extra thing that I like to do as well. And it's just really nice to be able to just send that easily to people. Next, I'll go through the countries. This is a very similar setup as the destinations. You're able to see them by region, by status, look at your favorite countries, And when you click into these, again, you can see all of the destinations connected to it, and you can add those whenever you are creating these destinations and your countries. And you can easily do it by just typing in a destination here. So it'll be included in that. You can see all of your trips and the trip dates here too. So in this full country view, I'm able to see all of the destinations here, all of the trips and travel journals, and the recommendations. So this is what I was speaking about here, is I actually have recommendations here that I like to send to people. And whenever they ask, okay, what do I do in Paris? I can just send them this link, and then they have all the information that I want to give them on Paris. And it's just really, really helpful. So that is just another little extra item that I have. Then the US states is also very similarly set up by status, want to visit, favorites, and then visited, and then also a table where you can see the amount of states that you visited there, and it automatically is summed up there. Next is the travel journal section. So this is where you can just add all of your journal entries and your memories from different trips. And here's an example of our time in Portugal. This was one of my favorite trips I've ever been on, and it just was amazing. So you have all of your trips and destinations and countries in US states that would, if that populates, when you add your trip, these actually auto-populate if they're connected. So you just add the trip and everything goes and connects to it automatically. And I have different journal entry prompts that you can automatically have in here. And again, you can update these and edit them any way that you want. So I have these different questions, and then I have a little section where you can add different social posts and videos and images into here that you want to save from the trip. And it's just really, really fun to have a space where you can go back and see all of your different memories from your travels. The next one I'll go over is the packing list. In the packing list, you have your outfit planner here, and then you also have all of your different items. So you have a full list of items, and these are items that you can delete and use however you want. I use this every single trip, and I haven't forgotten to pack one item yet, which is really saying something because I used to forget things all the time. So this is a full list, and then you can just go in here and uncheck the different items that you want to do, and then they go into this to pack section. So then you go through and just click this again, and then you say that they're packed. So you're also able to add the different days and plan your outfits out if you want for your trip. You can also view this by category here too, and be able to see it in that view too. And then I also have this view where you can see a wardrobe section and see every item in different views here as well, and have them be by category and occasion, favorites, and you can easily swipe these up if you're trying to plan for different outfits and be able to visually see what you want to wear. Next is the bucket list. This one is a very simple list. It's just a quick to-do list, and you're able to just type in anything that you want and be able to check it off, which is really nice. And it's just a fun way to visually see what you want to do and be able to check those off throughout your life. Then we have the travel tips section. I always just find different travel tips and I don't know where to put them. They're saved in so many different places. And so this is a spot where I have been able to just save different items. So I can come here and see all the different tips that I've saved over time and be able to actually use them versus losing them and not knowing where they are. Then we have the future travel ideas. This is a section where it basically is just for notes in general. If you don't want to actually create a destination or country or trip, but you want to write things down for future reference, this is the place to do it. So this can be whatever you want it to be. And then we have the template customization section. This is a section I have on every single Notion template, and it's where you can just see all of the different GIFs and icons that you can reference to be able to customize the template in whatever way you want. I also have a Canva template here to customize the cover, and I have different options for this as well, and you can easily add in your own images here and just make it your own. And in these quick views, there's ability to see trips and then the destinations, countries, and US states really easily, so you don't have to fully click into each item. And that travel planner. If you have any questions, if there's any thoughts that you have, please reach out. I would love to talk about Notion or travel or anything. So hopefully this was helpful, and reach out if you need anything.